Hello everybody, welcome back to my coverage of the Shevin Grand Acquisitions race event that happened on the live servers this past week. For those of you who don't know, this event is already over. This set of videos, two-parter I guess you could call it, is not meant to be as a guide, but rather a historical account of what actually happened. So if anybody missed the event or was just wondering what happened, you could go back and watch these videos and check it out, which is pretty awesome. I'm really happy to be bringing you these. On a side note, the previous video was done on my Jedi Consular. This video will be done on my Sith Warrior because the Republic and the Empire do have some different things within this storyline or this live event that happened. Now, there also are some overlaps. We'll be skipping over most overlaps unless they are significantly different. They are few and far between though, so expect most of the Empire coverage on this one video. If you want to see the Republic coverage, go to the previous video, part 1. But without further delay, let's look at the intro on the Empire side to this entire event.
Now an Imperial News Network report on the disturbing activities of the Shevin conglomerate. The Shevin government largely funded by galactic crime syndicates. Recently, Shevin slaves and emissaries have been seen contacting mercenaries, scavengers, and other underworld figures. All Imperial citizens are urged to...
Who the... I want that intrusion traced at once, and someone cut the feed!
So once you had picked up the main quest from the fleets, it would send you here to Nar Shaddaa. You come to this console, and you talk to this giant statue holographic thing. It is slightly different between the Republic and the Empire. From here, you have to go to Droid Kos into the cantina. When you're in the cantina here, there is a thing on the table over here that you click on, and you're able to talk to an agent.
I must ask you not to speak. This encryption is sender-side only. I'm Gaiden Cal, a senior investigator in Darth Mar's service. Let me be frank. I think the Shevin conglomerate has sponsored this scavenger hunt as a ruse to hide some greater plan. There's a way to find out. Several Shevin are camped nearby. The listening device on this transmitter, once planted, will pick up their conversation. Help place the device, and I'll help you gather the items on your list. Best not to let anyone else find them. Call out.
So by now, if you've seen the Republic footage, you're already seeing similarities in the way that they've laid it out. And even here is pretty similar to the one on Coruscant. You have to come out here in Droid Kos. You distract the Shevin that are around this thing by blowing up this box, I guess. And you run over to them. They get distracted, like so. And suddenly they're interested in the box. So then you plant the listening device. And then you move on back up towards Cass City, and there's another one of these things you gotta click on, just like in the Republic version. So there are similarities.
A fleet? A Shevin fleet, perhaps? We need to know more, if you're amenable. There's a man here, Phalaxin, who works as a courier for the Chevin. Perhaps you could persuade him to part with any information he has. We can speak later.
Now, this part is quite a bit different than the Republic version. You have to kill this guy, but in order to do it, there's these 4 shield generators that you can see lit up there. You hit them, they remove his shield, then you're able to do damage to him. So I jump on him, I do quite a bit of damage, and then the shield comes back up. I have to take down the shield generators. Then once again, his shield is down. I can do more damage to him and finish him off like so. And then once I pick up the item, I'm free to head off back to the main area over here where the flight path is and interact with another one of these, just like in the Republic, and talk to the agent that gave me the quest.
Guide Core reporting in. I have Phalaxin's data. It makes for fascinating reading. Apparently, several Chevin High Inquisitors are meeting on Nar Shaddaa in secret. Perhaps they think the smuggler's moon is safe from spies. If you could observe that meeting, unseen, we might have the answers we need. Notify me when you're in position, and I'll be in touch.
Now, this next part is just like the Republic, but I'm keeping it in because of the dialogue is a little different. So it's the vent part. You activate these vents. This guy wasn't doing it. He was just kind of standing there figuring it out, so I figured I'd do it. And it launches me up this direction, and then over to the left, and then over to the right. And then this little conversation that happens is different. It is flipped on the Republic. On the Republic, the agents on the inside. On the Empire, the Republic SIS agents on the inside. So it's interesting.
That Bantha Pat wouldn't fool a trainee, and it doesn't fool me. Be seeing you.
Intriguing. The Republic is also investigating. But I have something I can look into. These ideograms the Chevin mentioned. Please, whatever their promises, the Chevin conglomerate cannot be allowed to have the items they seek. They must stay in Imperial hands. If you obtain them, place the items at these coordinates. I must return to work. I'll contact you with my findings.
Now, from here, I'm able to click on this little sewer thing. It takes me down, and I'm able to get out of there. But I am quickly able to move on to this quest on Dromund Kaas. This one is very, very similar to the one that you'd expect on the Republic on Coruscant. You find the droid goes around scanning things. As he's scanning things, you just follow him around. Eventually, he gets himself into a bit of trouble, and he gets ambushed. Instead of getting ambushed by Rakghouls, though, he gets ambushed by mercenaries. So there is a slight difference there. It's basically the exact same quest. It's just set in a different area with different enemies that come out. Arguably, the Rakghoul one is easier because they all jump in on melee. You just AoE them down. These guys you have to individually go to, which is actually fairly annoying. At least it's annoying for me. It may not be annoying for some, like on my bounty hunter where I can yank him towards me. Repair the droid. We get back to going. He takes me up to his little hiding spot, or whatever you want to call it, where the item is. I loot the item and cross another one off my list. The items on the list are all exactly the same. If you didn't know, it's just different locations, basically, and slightly different quests. Now, this quest is also pretty much the same as the one on the Republic, just different location. I just get on the turret, point it at guys, it automatically shoots, then a big guy comes, able to take him out, and once he's dead, I can run over towards the box by just moving one of my directional keys. It pops me off the turret like so. Go over to the box, turn in the quest, get the items that I need, and that's another one off of the scavenger list that I have there. Now, this next one is also the same, just different enemies in a different location. Instead of humanoids, where I click on the box, humanoids just come at me. I don't remember exactly what they are. It's these colicoid guys, or whatever you want to call them. Worms. They jump on me, a big guy comes, you kill him, you pick up the item off of him, and then you go back to wherever you want to. You get the item, you can go from there. Now this one also is on Droid cost, but this one is much different than the one where you have to match the lights, and is a bit more complicated. So there's a couple mirrors here. I have to face this mirror in a certain direction. I have to face this mirror in a certain direction. That one's actually now set. I have a feeling this one was wrong, so I clicked on it again, but I probably just screwed it up. So there we go. That looks like it's right. I move this laser. I have to point at that one mirror that I was just messing with. It is a very specific setup you have to do here. Then what you do is you turn on the laser. It shoots the beam up from one mirror to the other, down over to that console, and it unlocks this box. You're able to pick up the items and move on along. Now, then I come over to this one. I'm able to talk to the guy at this console.
I see you found the droid. Excellent. This data should lead you to this plasma-sealed jar. Apparently, Nar Shaddaa's original architects deliberately engineered a fault in the transport system, a secret route. Now their secret is ours. Take a public speeder to the following coordinates. It should trigger whatever they had to hide.
Now this quest, like the past few, aside from the laser one, is actually incredibly similar to the one on the Republic. Come over to these speeders, guys come out, I jump on the guys, I kill them, I steal the speeder. It may be a bit derelict, or or whatever you want to call it, but it's beat up. How about that? And I run over to this edge, after driving it forever, hop off the edge, take a leap of faith, it discovers a taxi terminal. Then you fly down over to the area where this next one is. You pick up the item out of the box. Once you do that, you can take the little transport mechanism on the wall, and it'll put you right back up to the beginning of this area. Once again, very similar to the one on the Republic, just different area. This is also on Nar Shaddaa, just like the one on the Republic is. Now, the other quest here is, once again, the same thing. You have the box with the codes on it. You go over to these terminals, you kill the wave of enemies that come. There's 3 different terminals in the area. Once you get the guys defeated or killed, then what happens is you get a buff on you. The buff is one of 3 sequences. When you do it to all 3 of these terminals, you get all 3 sequences. You go back to the box, you can examine your buffs, you can figure out which is the right sequence of things, and then you can select the correct selection on the box. You get your other item. There also are some box quests like this that are the exact same, not to mention a few other ones like the bounty hunter one. Then finally you come back here, and I can turn this into the Shevin instead of the Republic like I did last time, or Empire in this case. So I turned that into the Shevin, so I got my Capable Sentient title, and I hope to do more event coverage in the future. This pretty much wraps it up for this entirety of the event on the Republic and Empire side, but until next time, we will see you guys next time.